Morning, everybody. Hope you've had a good week, and I appreciate you being here today. If you want to follow along, we will be in the book of Proverbs in the 8th chapter as we pick up in verse 6. And Solomon, after having spent the majority of the first of the book telling his son the danger of sin, of wickedness, immorality. Now begins a section describing the value and the importance of wisdom. And here in the verses we're going to look at today, wisdom kind of basically describes her, again, she's kind of given a resume, would be one way of putting this chapter. And speaking to the young man and is telling him what the value of wisdom is. And as I was getting ready to come on here today, I was thinking about how I'm not sure that many people in our world today have a great value for wisdom. I said, I'm not sure they appreciate it. And so wisdom begins in verse 6, says, "Here, for I will speak of excellent things." This is wisdom speaking. It says, "Here, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips, and the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them." And again, wisdom is emphasizing what she is speaking of. Notice, if you wish, I will speak, opening of my lips, my mouth shall speak, my lips, my mouth. And so just repeatedly is emphasizing her words, and that we listen to the wisdom. We listen to wisdom and take that wisdom and use it. It says, "I will speak of excellent things," and again, just stressing that wisdom, the wisdom of God, the value that it has, the importance that it has, that our words again are right things, that they are the correct things that we should follow. And we're going to, as we go through Proverbs, we're going to see again, these opening chapters are kind of very broad in speaking of immorality, very broad in talking about the value of wisdom. But as we go on in the book of Proverbs, we'll begin to see specific nuggets of wisdom, specific circumstances, how wisdom behaves. And so this is just kind of prepping the young man's heart for what is still to come. This is in verse 7, "My mouth shall speak truth." And so what I'm going to say again, there are specific examples of wisdom in situations in the remainder of the book. And so she says up front, what I'm going to tell you is truth. You can count on the wisdom of God. Not only is it true, but in verse 8, he says it's righteous. This is God's wisdom that I'm going to be sharing with you. Not the world's wisdom, not man's wisdom, but God's wisdom. And she says that the things that I say, they're not froward or perverse. Froward is obviously not a word we use today, but it's a word that simply means twisted. Again, we know the word perverse says, "My words are right." And then in verse 9 says, "They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge." And so not only is she giving, again, on her resume, her the value of the wisdom, but now she's kind of saying, here's what the people who have used wisdom have to say about me. This is kind of like the reference section on a resume where you put down people that can speak for you. She says the people that have followed me, the people that have trusted in my wisdom. He says they find. She says they find knowledge. They find that the wisdom has been beneficial for them. And she's just again listing up front. Again, as I think about the resume, it's kind of like you might send a resume somewhere to somebody you're looking for a job, and then you go into the interview process and you really get into details. Again, she's listing very broad things about wisdom and her value, the truth of her words. And then as we move forward in the chapter, it's almost we move into the interview process again, where she talks about specifically about not being lazy, or the value of an honorable woman, those kind of things. And again, this is just wisdom being promoted to us. To the audience. It's almost like a commercial on the television saying, here's wisdom. Come and try it. This is what's valuable about wisdom. And what a desperate need in our society for people for us, even in the church, to understand and to put into practice the wisdom, the value of the wisdom, and put into practice that wisdom that only comes from God. Again, everybody here today knows the type world we live in, and how desperately we need for people to live by God's counsel, by His word. Imagine, even if you can, what our world would look like if we would live, govern ourselves according to the wisdom of God. Can't control everybody, but each one of us, we can seek after the wisdom of God, govern our life that way, and I hope you'll do that today. Think about that in every situation, every circumstance. Seek the wisdom of God for your decisions. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow.